Hi folks, Danny Code here, and I am going to start a new Mashinky playthrough. This one I really wanted to do because, and I'll tell you why, I saw this custom map in here, and I opened it up and I liked it, and I'll show you exactly what I mean. We're still going to do, as we did in our last playthrough, we're still disabling the reverse at stations, and in this playthrough also we're going to do, where is it here, only one depot, so we're gonna do those two restrictions and keep everything else pretty much as is. And let me look at the, so I want to make sure that I have a little bit of an additional loan, and I'll tell you why when I first get into the game. I don't think we'll need it, but I think it's good to have. So, okay, so let's try this, and I'll show you what I mean. This is a great map. It has a huge mountain, and it makes it pretty difficult because you got a lot of terrain editing to go and do and whatnot. But look at it. It's beautiful. It's great, isn't it? So I'm just going to press pause here and I'm going to have a look around. But this is great. This is great. Really nicely done map, I think. So, I mean, you can get pretty good views from the mountaintop here. I mean, look at that. It's great, right? Am I the only one? Trees. Yeah, so we're going to play this map, and you can see, like, it looks like a little bit of a, I don't know, like a volcano that is inactive, maybe. But that's pretty cool. I like it. We have some things right in here in the cauldron, I guess they call this. Maybe, I don't know if you know what it's called for an inactive volcano, the center of it. I think it's a cauldron or something. I think there's a name for it. I'm not sure. But if you know it, put it down in the comments and let me know. Anyways, but we have a forest here and a coal mine here. I don't know if we're gonna actually get to use those because we have plenty out here on the perimeter as well. I don't know if, like, some of our other eras, we're gonna get some reason to go in here. Maybe some production or resource will pop up in here that we'll need, but that's fine. We'll figure it out. But that's half of the fun, right? And there's this town over here that has, it's a big town. It's 53. It's huge, right? And I love this winter kind of scene as well. If we move through the town, it's pretty neat. Anyways, yeah, so let's see. Now we have one depot. We only have the ability to build one depot, and on this map here, let's go into build mode because it'd be a little bit easier to see. On this map, that is here. This is our only depot that we have right here. And if you see, they whoever built the map, the developers or whoever built it, I'm not really sure, they gave us this little turnabout loop here, which is pretty cool. I've never used it. I've never used one. I've never seen one, actually. I think I'm going to try to start using these in some of my other layouts, but yeah, but they gave us that and they hooked it up to the depot, and this is the only one we can build, so that's the one we need to start off with. And I looked at the best way to so I started this map yesterday, and then I looked at the best way to start this because we only have 1,000 gold credits, 1,000 money credits, and so we're probably going to have to take out a little bit of a loan, and that's why I kind of upped my loan limit in the previous screen there in the setup. But I was looking at this, and like we can start over here. We have a 3-town cluster. Right here, we have one down here called Cheb, and over here called Melttown, cute, and Goddamn City. And I love the town names. But here, I thought then we have another 3-town cluster here, and these are, I think, a little bit bigger. So we got a 10. And a 6 and a 21, so that's one we definitely want to early on hook up to. And over here we have 5, 12, and 8. And over here, it also looks like we're going to need a little bit more terrain or earthworks, terrain melding. And so I think we're going to start over here. And to do that, we're going to hook up these two cities first. So let's start. And the first thing I'm going to do is just extend out here because we're going to have double track everywhere. And like in our last playthrough, we're going to have like a main trunk line or a main corridor or several main corridors, but we're going to start with this one. And it's going to be one way going right-hand drive. So we're going to be going, if we're looking at this from right to left here, and then on the bottom, we're going from left to right. All right, so with that done, and the only one of the issues here is we have this sawmill really close to the town, but we'll take care of that in due time when we need it in our next goal. But I want to put on the stations on this side first, I think, on this town. And I don't want to do, and this map is going to be, there's going to be a lot of terrain editing, but I don't want to do too much off the start here. I just want to do what I need to do on the cheap. And I want to put in, I want to put in, eventually I want to put in at least 2 platforms per town here. So I'm going to, with that in mind, I'm going to do a little bit of future proofing, basically. I know in the future I'm going to need, so we're only going to do 1 now, but I know we're going to need at least 2 in the town. So I'm going to make sure that I make room for it, is basically what I'm saying. And also, what I'm going to do too, since I know the platforms are going to extend from the 6 square to an 8 square once we put in the the signal box here, that we cannot afford right now. So I'm going to plan that out too, and I'm going to put 2 straight pieces here. And once we upgrade to a signal box on our platform here, we'll flatten this out and we'll extend our station a little bit. And I also want to make sure that we have at least 1 straight track here, because we're going to do another platform here, so that'll allow us to just stick it in there and without a lot of editing later on. And we're going to have to do a little terrain magic here as well. Let's see, can we get away with just doing something like that? Yeah, there we go. Perfect. Again, I'm going to make sure I have at least 1 straight piece in here, because we're going to extend the track to a second platform. Okay, so there's the station there. And again, since we have one-way stations, the train's going to need some place to come in and then go out. It can't turn around in the station, so that's why we have a loop here, by the way. If you're new to the channel and you're new to my type of playthroughs on Mashinky. All right, so the question is where to put them here. I think I want to put it here on this side here. Start station there. Yeah, I think that'll be good. And then do the loop around this way, right? And yeah, that looks good. So again, we might need to do a little terrain editing, but let's see what we got here. So I'm going to put the 2 here again, because later on we're going to extend the platforms to 8 from 6 squares, and then go around this way. And again, we're going to make sure that we have at least 1 straight here, like that. And again, down this way, make sure we have 1 straight there. Cool. Not a lot of terrain editing on this one. That saves a lot of money, because terrain editing is, especially in the beginning of the game, I mean, it's not too expensive, but in the beginning of the game when you don't have a lot of money, it can get prohibitive, basically. Okay, so there's our 2 stations with loops. Now it's time to hook them up to the main line. And I'm going to come out this way, like this, on this one. here because that's going to be, so we're going to go, we're not only right-hand drives, again, so we're going from right to left on the top and left to right on the bottom. We're going to be right-hand or counterclockwise loops, right? That makes sense, right? So this one's going to be the one coming out. So something coming in does this thing at the station, comes out and goes down this way, and then we're going to come in here. And I want to make it as tight as possible so as not to make it, I want to make it pretty. That's what I'm saying. I want to make it pretty. I want to make it look good. Make it look professional. Not that I'm claiming I'm anything that is professional, but yeah, try. We'll try. We'll give it a go. And this is expensive at first, and it's really hard because you see we're already more than halfway through our original funds, but that's okay. My goal here is to get the tracks laid to the two towns, and if I can get the tracks laid to the two towns with signaling with the original loan, then I think that is that's good, because then we'll take out a little bit of loan, a little bit more loan to buy the trains, and maybe a little bit more loan to then hook up to the third town, which is going to be this town here, which is going to be the moneymaker, really. And the one that's going to, once it starts delivering passengers from here to the other two towns are going to grow faster because of it as well. Okay, so, and again, we got counterclockwise, and I did it on the opposite side here. So this one is going to be the one coming in, and this is going to be the traffic coming out this way, going up and down, like so. Cool. All right, now, so we got those, and we got them going towards our main rail. We're going to put our T signals in here. T junctions, and then signal those up. And I'm just going to do them really quick, as quick as possible. Oops, if I can press the right button there. All right, so let's put in the physical track, then we'll signal it up. And I'm going to extend this just a little bit because we'll put signals on the other side there. Okay, so oops. So we have all our track laid that we need on the outset. So let's just put in our signals. So we'll start with the T junctions here. And we put, I'll explain the first one, and then, oops, as I make a mistake, we don't need a chain signal there. Okay, so what we have is, sorry, I can't talk and play signals at the same time, apparently. So what we have is the lines coming into the T junction have chain signals, right, going one way. And I did this wrong as well. Wow, I'm off to a bad start. Excuse me as I make all the mistakes I can and show you what not to do. Okay, so as I was saying, any of the tracks coming into the T junction are going to have chain signals, right? And everything else is going to be just a regular block signal. So all the exit signals are block signals. We have one here, we have one here, and we have one here. These are the ones coming into the T junction, coming in here to the T junction, and coming in here to the T junction. So for every one that's coming into the T junction, for every chain signal that's coming into the T junction, we have 3 block signals going that are in the middle of the T junction, so or within the T junction. So we have one here, and one here for the traffic coming from the left-hand side here, going to either the right or up. And again, anything coming down here and going left or right is going to have 3 signals. So we have one signal here, one signal here, one signal here. I don't know if I'm explaining this all that well, but that's the way I designed. That's the way I remember how to put my signals in for everything. So everything coming from the right-hand side, either continuing on to the right-hand side or going up, we're going to have 3 signals here, one here, and one here. So basically, simply said, I got to put that in the right direction. Simply said, every chain signal coming into the T-junction has 3 signals associated with it, and that is a signal for before each other crossing. So before the crossing here, before the crossing here, or before the before the crossing here, and before the crossing going up here. So, and that's for all 3 of them. I hope that wasn't too convoluted. I don't know. If you want me to explain it better, I'll do it in the next video. Actually, I'll explain it one more time on this next T-junction here. So we have, again, so everything coming into the T-junction is going to get a chain signal. So we're coming in, again, right-hand drive. So we're going from right to left here on the top and left to right here on the bottom. And since that's the case, we were coming from the bottom to the below here to the top here, going up into the T-junction. So this one will be the traffic coming out of the T-junction. This one will be the traffic coming out of the T-junction, and this will be the traffic coming out of the T-junction. So for everything that's coming into the T-junction is going to get a chain signal, just like that. Okay, and then everything else is block signal. So we have a block signal for everything exiting the T, so it doesn't block up the traffic after it exits. So other things can go into the T-junction. And so for everything coming in, so for these 3 chain signals here, we have 3 signals for each junction here, here, and here. So here, here, and here. And then this one gets 3 signals for everything going that direction. And lastly, everything coming from the bottom gets 3 signals here as well. I hope I explained that right. I'm not sure I did. That needs to go the right way. But if you just look at this and copy what I did here, this is I find the most efficient T-junction signaling. It may look complicated, but it's really not. It may look a mess, but it is efficient and it really does work the best. It's not perfect. It's just going to say that right outside or right outright. There's still possible for jams to happen. And I'll just put the minimum amount of signals here. Again, we're going counterclockwise. All right, I'm going to put one before and after the station, one kind of here, and again, before any junction, we want 2, right? And then just one coming out here. Should be fine. And then let's go ahead and signal this one up with just basic signals. Again, just one kind of intermediary one here, going in the right direction, of course. And 2 here before this junction. And one just coming out here. I think that's good. Then all is left to do, what do we got? How are we doing for money? So 220. We may even be able to get away without getting a loan for our first train, but I want 3 trains right off the bat, so we'll definitely need to take a loan for that. But the last thing we need to do is go ahead and put our signals in between everything, so we can run much more trains. And I'm using the automatic or the auto signal placement here. So what that does, I'll just explain it. So we have no signals between here and here. But what the automatic signal placement does is for every 8 spaces, and you can change this number, 7, 6, whatever you want, whatever kind of trains you're running. I run with 8 because that is the biggest we can have the station, near towards the next era, I think, or once we get the signal boxes on our stations, we can expand these to 8. So 8 seems to be the best solution to the space between signals, basically. So we have like between this signal and this signal, we have 8. So we can fit a train that is 8 or less squares in between those two signals. And I don't create any trains more than 8 squares, so that's why. So it works out well, I think. Okay, so this I don't want, because that's crazy, right? Okay, so that's one thing with the auto signal placement, as it will, if there is 8 spaces between here and here, or 9 spaces, it'll put another one here and it'll kind of duplicate it. So it kind of gets weird there. All right, so let's go ahead. I'm not going to put any signals in between there and there for now. So we're going to buy 3 trains. I do need to take out. Let's get $200 worth of a loan there. So we can buy 3 trains right off the bat at least, I think, and have them, because they're going to be running on cash tokens. I don't want to run out of cash tokens as well while they're running, and that would be bad. They wouldn't stop, but they would be going real slow. So we're going from station 2 to station 1, and we're just going to duplicate that. Oh, might want to put on the engines, right? Or I mean the cars. Okay, then we're going to duplicate that 2 times, like so. Alright, so we're going to send those guys on their way. I'm not going to space them out, because what's going to happen once I start the thing here again, let's just rearrange these, because I am picky. Alright, 1, 2, and 3. So what's going to happen is these guys are going to come up and queue out, but since there's no signals in between here and here, this next train is going to have to wait for train number 1 to pass this signal to start. So that'll kind of space it out, is what I'm saying. Alright, so he's almost past that signal there, and there goes train 2. Now train 3 will actually queue up here again and wait for train 2 to pass the signal as well. So there we go. I also want to, one last thing with these stations here. I want to, how much money do we have? We have 54. So once we have our first passenger's goal done, because we'll get $200 or 200 cash tokens there, I want to buy for each of these stations, I want to buy a waiting room. Because right now, if you look, let's see here. If you look, the catchment is only catching this one town building. But if we put a waiting room on, well, it won't show it now because we can't afford it, but that will increase the catchment. It'll increase what the catchment is this blue area, and that's what the station is servicing. So there's a little bit better of a situation here, since we have 3 town buildings in the catchment area. But we even want one here because we want the rest of these buildings as well, right? So we want all 6. We're greedy. We want all 6 of those guys. Okay, so we're off to a start. I don't know if it's a great start, but it's a start. Another thing I like about this map, it's a little higher level or higher altitude. So when it does snow, the trains get snow on them. Let's follow one train here. There we go. So as you see, we have a little snow on top here and a little bit of snow in the cars as well. That's pretty cool. And I think in the higher levels, more snowy actually gets on the train as well. Like it'll cake up. I'm not sure. I've seen it in other times that I've played, that it gets a little higher on the actual engines there. But it looks really cool. And I think it's a really nice touch that the developers added that. So yay developers. Thumbs up. Okay, so how are we doing on So 30 out of 50, so we'll have that pretty soon. So once we have the waiting rooms on our stations, we should be making a little bit better money. And that should help us anyways get connected to this town here. So Tree Fork Town. Cool name. Yeah, so that should help us get connected to that town and buy some trains and whatnot. You know, I've always wanted to... I mean, you get pretty close here. I wanted to see, is anybody home? Hello? Wait, should I go around the front door, shouldn't I? Wait, where is the front door? Here we go. Very nice. Dude, do you need someone to trim your bushes? Seriously, though. Alright, is anybody home? That's a weird door, isn't it? Anybody home? Knock, knock, knock. Is it? Nope. Is that? Oh my god. Dude. You need a gardener. You got weeds inside your house. Seriously. But nobody's home. So maybe that's okay. Okay. Alright, so how we doing? 43. Alright, so we're almost there. Almost there. We got 13 on that guy. Oh, so there we go. Okay. So let's get our 200 reward. We're not going to worry about the logs when that pops up. It's not there yet. And then we're going to put on our waiting rooms, as we said. And that's perfect. One there. And let's see the best positioning for this one here. I don't think we're going to get these two. We may get one of those two. I'm not sure. Let's see. Oh no, we got both of them. Nice. So either side would have worked. So right there wouldn't have. But right there would have. That's good. I like it. Cool. Cool. So that should now... we should now start making money, I think. So that should fill up the trains as well, pretty well. Alright, so we have, and I want to show you this as well. So if we click on one of these town buildings, not the station, but the town building, you can see what the town needs to upgrade to a new residence or a new level. Right now we're level 6. To get to level 7, we need 300 passengers for a new home. So that's what that's saying right there. So cool, but that shouldn't take us too long. So I'm going to take note. We're at 6, and this town here is at 10. And what do we need for this town? So we need 500. But we're 77 out of 500. So once we get 500 passengers, we'll have a new residence or new town building. Okay, so what I want to do, I'm going to ignore the delivery of logs for now. And I'm going to go ahead and connect to this town here. And I think the best thing to do would be connect on this side, I think. What do you think, guys? Because I was originally thinking this side, but even with the catchment, let me see what the town catchment is with the station here. So we got out from the railroad tracks, or out from the thing here, we got 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 out from the actual waiting room there. So, and it's only 2 out when you only have the station. So that effectively triples it. So if we have a station here, we'll catch this one, this one, this one, and this one initially. And then if we put on a waiting room, that'll put 1, 2, 3, 4, so possibly about half the town. If we're on this side, we're going to catch 1, 2, 3, so only about 3 And then if we put on the, so it'll be here, so 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, so that'll catch a lot of the town. So I think, God, I am conflicted because I don't want to use a lot of money, because if we put one here, we're going to have to use a lot of money to terraform and whatnot. And I don't want, if I put it here, it's going to stay here. I'm not going to put it here and then later on put it down here. So I think, what do I want to do? I think what I'm going to do. You know what? Later on, we can probably put another station here and just hook it up. So I think, yeah, so we're just going to put it on this side. We're going on the cheap. None of this fancy stuff. And we'll just put it here. So we'll just catch those 1, 2, 3, 4. That's not too bad. That'll be good for, to begin with, right? And let's do our own tricks here. Again, we're going to put on another station eventually, or another platform, so we'll put out one there. And go like so. Beautiful. And we don't need one here. Oh, and we need the 2, right? Because we're going to make the station bigger later on. So we need the 2 here. Or the platforms longer, I should say. And we are out of money. We got to borrow some more money. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's $200. We're going to need more than that. $400. Let's start with that. I think we're going to need more, but let's start with that. And there we go. Okay, and let's extend our tracks here, and then we'll just curve around and down, right? Just go like that. I think that'll work. I may have to back that up a little bit. I don't know. No, maybe. No, I think we're good. Yeah, no, we're good. Okay, cool. Because I'm going to come out here and just plop it in there. Or I can come out here and plop it down that way. Decisions. I think, yeah, I think that's, no, well, shoot. Well, bite my butt. Okay, we'll just do this. Because I think in the long run, that'll be better. It's going to be more expensive, but that'll be better. So what I want to do is, so we're coming in here. So we want to, actually, you know what? Sorry, folks. I'm second guessing myself here. Since we're coming out and going that way, then we'll have to snake back this way. I think, yeah. Okay, so we're just going to do this. Right. So this is like plan B. Yeah. Let me find this way. Oops. That's not what I wanted to do. That's what I wanted to do. Yeah, we'll be better that way. And we'll just kind of come down. Yeah, we'll just go down that way. I do want to just a little bit that way and then go down. Yeah, that works. Yeah, that's perfect actually. Because, you put these T-junctions too close together, they really do negate any traffic bonuses you get from them. Not right off the bat, but when you get a lot of traffic on your rails, things start bunching up, and when you have these T-sections too close, that is just a recipe for disaster. But this is pretty good. I mean, we have a good amount here. We have enough for maybe 2 trains to be in between there, so I guess that's good. Plus, you don't want them too close as well, because when we start putting on the side rails, which is not going to be for quite a while, we're going to run into issues there if we have them too close as well. Okay. And in the future videos, I'm going to do a lot more fast forwarding through track lane and whatnot. But I wanted to do in the first video here, I definitely wanted to do it hands-on. So do it in slow motion or regular motion or regular time. There you go. So I'll time lapse a lot of this in the later videos, so be aware that I will be doing that. And again, 3 out from each of the chain signals in the right direction, like so. I think maybe 1 signal in here. That's fine. Okay, so we're ready to go ahead and buy. Let's see how much we got here. So 257. So not that bad. I do want to buy on the outset though. I want to buy our waiting room, and I put it here. How many we got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And what do we get here? Yeah, so I think much better that way. Good. So that catches a lot of it. I mean, we were missing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them out of all of those. That's not too bad, actually. And we can actually do something like this as well. We can start putting on, you know, more. So we're up to here. So if we put a platform here, well, I mean, I don't think it got anything, but yeah, I mean, we can add platforms is what I'm saying. We have other options. Yeah, so we'll just leave that there. It's fine. It's good. That works. Okay, so let's buy a train, or 4 or 5. And this video is getting pretty long, so let's go ahead and just buy our trains. And how much we got? So we got enough for at least 1. And I'm gonna actually borrow just a smidge. I think a smidge more. So we'll have enough for 2. Yeah. And we want to give this guy orders. And we're going to have 1 go from here to here and then here to the other town. So we'll kind of spread it out a little bit. So from station 3 to station 2. And let's duplicate that. But we want to change the orders on here, on this guy. So we don't want to go, let's just take that out. We don't want to go from station 3 to station 2. We want to go from station 3 to station number 1. And we'll just start those guys on the way. Alright, so yeah, we're good. Could probably even put on another one, but that's fine. I don't want to right now. We'll just leave those like that. So, and here's our first train there. So he's rocking and rolling. This guy will wait until this guy is past these signals here. So that's cool. Okay, guys, I'm going to leave it there for now. We got our 3 towns, and we shall be making a lot more money in the interim here. So with all our trains, once we put on all the trains that we need, we'll be making quite a bit of money, and these towns will be growing, and that will fuel the rest of the game, the future, as it were, for our logs and whatnot. So okay, so guys, I hope you enjoyed. I will be back with another video on episode number 2 in this series very shortly. And if you liked it, give it a thumbs up. If you have any comments, leave them down below. And go ahead and subscribe to be notified for any more episodes. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye for now.